Hi everyone, welcome to Two Sisters and Two Mics. Today is a really exciting episode. We are going to talk about the interview that took place between Naia Jackson and the podcast. I believe it's called Dear Future Wifey, which you all can find on YouTube. That interview was so hard to watch, and it was like super heartbreaking to you know hear about the trauma that she experienced being married to popular YouTuber or relationship advisor, Derek Jackson. It was like super hard to hear. So we're gonna dissect and go into the discussion today with the lovely Akisha.
Hi everyone. I'm so excited for this topic.
I know we've been like saying that there's no way that we're not gonna do this. We really have to do this topic. Okay, so to start off, we are going to talk about, the trauma that Dunia mentioned that she has experienced throughout her life. What did you think
Mhm.
about the rape trauma that she experienced, Akisha?
I think it was sad that she couldn't like tell anyone that she was raped,
Mm-hmm.
and especially at the party, that she was raped, and even the person who raped her, like how do you stay in the same like house as the person that you just raped
That is
and
so
feel
sad.
comfortable?
Yeah.
And her as well, like she was like, I guess she was like in so much shock that she didn't even leave the house either. Like I don't know if I would be able to do that because I would be scared to even sleep. Like you knowing that you're upstairs and you just like raped me, right? I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
she had that type of strength. Like I was like surprised and like I felt like hurt for her that
Yeah.
you can't even go to your own mom. And I believe her dad was still alive then, but like she didn't have a close relationship with her parents to be able to go say, hey, I was raped, or even her siblings either.
Yeah,
She
and
mentioned she had siblings. Yeah.
yeah, and it sounded like I think she mentioned in the interview that she lied to her mom and told her that she was somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I
But
just
I don't understand how the family, like I think she said her uncle, how her mom never asked, hey, is my daughter over at your home? Because I know for a fact our mom would have been like to confirm to make sure we were at that person's home. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely. I guess her
Yeah.
mom like just took her word and was like, okay, she's that family, so like I don't have to
Yeah.
worry. But
Yeah.
it really broke my heart when she said that, like she got raped from behind and, she was screaming and the music was so loud that nobody was able to come and help her. Like that is
Yeah.
so traumatizing. And the fact that she said that she carried this trauma as a result of the rape for so many years, and then she didn't get any therapy,
Hmm.
and that's just so heartbreaking because that's something that could have killed her had she not been resilient and really,
Yeah.
through. You know what I
Yeah. And plus also too, like, how do you go? I don't know how she went on, like, not, being not saying that she wasn't angry, but like,
mean?
how do you trust another man to touch you? How do you, like feel comfortable dating? Like, you know what I mean? I would be like, I would not even want another relationship. I wouldn't even want to be dealing with anything sexual
Yeah,
after
definitely.
the rape. So I don't know. I guess maybe she closed off herself and
Yes,
shut
yes,
that side
thank
off.
you. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And then even after like the rape trauma, I know that she had mentioned in the interview that she, met Derek shortly after. So she didn't deal with that
three
trauma
weeks.
three
Yeah.
weeks. Like that's really fresh of being raped and you go into this new relationship, you're
Yeah.
coming into this relationship with that trauma. I think, and it's good that she came to the realization that she shouldn't have gotten into a relationship. She should have took time and healed.
Yeah. She should have one told her parents and like see if she can go to therapy.
Mhm.
But then again, some parents or like adults from like older generation usually think that therapy is not like the best idea. So maybe she thought that they're
Yeah.
gonna tell her that, oh, therapy's not gonna do anything for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because that could be one of the reasons why she never really said anything
Mm-hmm.
besides the shock.
Yeah, and I also think, like, as you had mentioned, a really good point that she just kind of closed off
Yeah.
and became, it seems like, reclusive to her
Mhm.
emotions and felt like if she just ignored it completely, that trauma was gonna go away. But then we
Yeah.
see that obviously it didn't.
No, you have to deal with the trauma.
And then she goes into this relationship and she doesn't even tell like Derek. And Derek treated her like really bad too. Like he was not a good husband. He gives great advice in terms of relationship. Uh,
Yeah.
but like he treated her horribly. Like no, like he
Yeah,
didn't
it was
check
so
himself.
bad.
Like
Yeah.
he, of course, she could have gotten out of the relationship, but you know, sometimes when people really love people, so
And
they
sometimes
can,
you think, oh, he's gonna change. He loves me because I'm like his girl or I'm his wife, you know? So they think like, oh, I'm like number one, but you're just sitting there and getting embarrassed over and over.
yeah, that's so,
So,
so, so true. That's so true. And I like the, well, it was heartbreaking, but she mentioned something really impactful that she knew the other women's body more than her body.
yeah, that is sad because she was studying them so much. Imagine being online and looking at their Instagram, like she was saying,
Constantly.
and
Yeah.
constantly. That's like it's like you're at a point where you're
So
like
broken.
really low, yeah, really broken, like, and you don't even, if you got a new mole on your body, you wouldn't even know that because you're mostly looking at somebody else because your husband makes you feel like insecure or down for
Yeah.
his cheating.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And then she was saying that she would go, like, it seems like she really got into a shell, as she said, because she would not only stalk, well, look at them. It's a form of stalking in a way, but she would look at
mhm,
the pictures and she would try to like imitate the person. And like I think the best thing that we can always do is just be ourselves. You don't want to be, acting out someone else and not really being your true authentic self. She said that she would
yeah,
try to imitate their behaviors. She would try to imitate like how they dress. She would try to
mhm,
like whatever. She would watch even the sex videos. Like I don't think like I can, if my spouse was cheating on me and like he happened to have videos of doing intercourse with other women, I personally do not think that I can sit there and watch it. But she was adding even more trauma onto herself by watching the videos. And then she said that whatever they would do with her husband, she would try
mhm.
to do it in their relationship so that he can choose her. That is so sad.
Yeah, that's very sad. It's like basically mentally she was not like listening to her heart anymore. She wasn't really there to realize, wait, why am I putting up with this? And
Exactly.
another thing too, like to sit there and have a man like do that to you and like have like your family see it is another thing that is embarrassing.
Oh yes, definitely.
So,
Because people are gonna judge you, like, why are you staying in this? But they don't know that maybe your self-esteem is down or
yeah,
your confidence is down. You love this man so much more than yourself that you're
yeah,
doing things where people are gonna be like, she's crazy. She done lost her damn mind.
yeah,
But
it's
we
true.
kind of have to be like not judgmental because
Mm-hmm.
people can get to a point that they feel so low,
Mm-hmm. It's true.
and to the point where they don't really know themselves as much anymore.
But I also think that the reason why she was like what she was doing while watching how they have sex and how they like they used to do during intercourse, but I feel like it had nothing to do with the fact that he had liked what they were doing. Not saying he didn't, but I think it was more so like he has some issues he has to deal with on his own
Mm-hmm.
that she thought it was had to do with her and not pleasing him properly. It had nothing to do with, in my opinion, had to do
Yeah,
with the sex. It was him and like him himself.
not ready for
Like,
commitment.
yeah.
Uh,
So
wants to be out here in these streets
Probably has his own trauma as well that he hadn't deal with.
And he probably has his own trauma that he hasn't
Yeah.
dealt with as well. That's a really, really good point. I like that point. One thing in the interview I noticed, she said that they lived in, like this big mansion, but they also
Mm-hmm.
had, because money was booming and everything was going good.
Yeah.
They were able to have another property aside from the house, and they had a condo, and he pretty much mentioned, well, she said in the interview that he mentioned that the condo was for him to do his videos, in which he talks about like relationships, gives relationship advice. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like the condo, yes, it could have been to film, but I also think that that was kind of used as a scapegoat for him to have intercourse with other women and do whatever he wanted to do, because she said that he would pretty much live at the condo and she would be at home taking care of the kids by herself. So
Yeah, and that's wrong. That's trying to like trick her into thinking that you're working and you're not really working. That's like yeah, it's like manipulation. Like you want her to think, "Hey, I'm working over here. You don't have to worry about I'm not cheating." And the whole time you have someone laying up in your bed in the condo.
and then he would tell her not to come to the condo, and that's suspect to me right there. If you don't want me to come to the condo, then what are
Yeah.
you really doing?
I know. And another thing too, as soon as you told me, oh, you're getting a condo to do work, why can't you have one room in this mansion,
Yes, and
soundproof the
it's big.
room? Yeah, I understand you have kids, soundproof the room and be across on the other side of the mansion and do your work. What's the difference?
And then I think the guy, the host from Dear Future Wifey, even mentioned like he couldn't put like a studio outside of the house
Yeah,
so
he
the
could have
kids
put it
wouldn't
in
have been.
the
Like that's
yeah,
insane to me. That's so
exactly.
insane to me. Like, but yet you can afford a condo. And she even said at one point her cell phone was cut off because they were going through a financial crisis.
Yeah.
How are you
He
going
no,
to
he's
how are you going through financial crisis? You have this big mansion, plus you have this condo.
a
What are you being
Lamborghini.
spiteful?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do
He
you think?
I think he was being spiteful. There's no way you're telling me you could pay your gas bill and your insurance and you have a whole Lamborghini, right?
Yeah.
And your first of all, your phone works and her phone doesn't work. I feel like he did it on spite. He basically called the company to me and canceled the phone.
That's outrageous. Oh my God. I feel so bad like for what, Dania had to go through with that man.
I know.
That
Ugh,
man
it's
should not
sad.
be dating to damage anybody else, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Dania
Because
is
like how are
strong. I
you
commend her. Like I commend her bravery, her strength, her resilience.
yeah.
I just
She's
commend her.
really strong. She's really strong, especially after having pregnancy and dealing with the postpartum depression
Yeah.
and a guy not helping you with the kids. It makes it worse.
Yeah. And she did say she had postpartum depression, right?
Yeah, she said she had
Like,
severe postpartum depression.
oh, that's so sad. Oh my God.
Yeah,
And then
sad.
also still having that trauma from the rape that she did
Yeah.
deal with, and then a lot of his infidelity she did not tell him about
I
as
don't know.
well.
She's
So
strong. I don't know if I could
holding
do
in
that.
all these things. But then
Yeah.
she said that she would act passive aggressively or be like angry and he wouldn't know, what I think in that aspect she should have told him. I don't feel like she should have hold it in, but maybe that was her coping mechanism at that time. It could be.
Yeah, but I think the reason why she was holding things in, remember, she was raped and she never told anyone. So as soon as that happened, it's like it's the same like kind of like not telling anyone anything. So I'm not gonna tell Derek that I know he's cheating. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's like stuck in her head that way.
true. Yeah, I totally
So,
agree.
because she didn't like how you said she didn't deal with the rape. If she had dealt with the rape, right, then she would have been able to probably tell Derek how she felt and what he was
Yes,
doing.
you're right, because she has
Yeah.
a pattern of holding things in. You're so right.
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
point. Yeah,
So,
that's so true. And then, I something that stood out for Akisha a lot because it was so much stuff to, dissect in the interview. I had to take breaks sometimes because it's
hmm
a lot of information and a lot of heartbreaking information. But I know, like when we were prepping, Akisha mentioned that they were taking she would pass him like, with other women in the stairwell. Can you elaborate more on that? Because that point stood out to you.
Yeah, she was saying that basically she's still having a sexual relationship before they got married. I believe they were engaged. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. But she would literally go, I think she said Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't quote me, I'm not sure, but she would go to his place that he was staying and basically have sex with him. And then when she was leaving the stairwell, she would see the next person and basically be like, okay, well, that person's next.
Oh my
And
God.
that's kind of sad to like be, that that's the person that you have. I'm pretty sure she had a kid with him already.
Yeah.
And or no, she was pregnant for her first child and literally had to be sharing her fiance or her boyfriend with some other woman or woman, more than one. Like, and it's sad to be like swapping, you know, each other in and out. Like, that's like to me mentally, you're like basically gone.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
just the fact that it sounds like she kind of accepted that as her reality, that she couldn't do
Yeah.
better. And she's a really, really good looking woman. She
Yeah.
has a nice shape.
She's
She loves the
beautiful.
Lord, which I
Yeah.
really, really admire about her. I do follow her
Yeah.
on Instagram. I love her posts. You could see
Yeah.
she has absolutely healed,
Mm-hmm.
which was not the things that she was unpacking in that interview. It's I'm pretty sure like she's healed, but she's still
Yeah.
going through that healing process. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, so also she was saying that after a while of doing the swapping with the different women's, she got tired of it and like had to
yeah,
tell his mom like, hey, I can't do this anymore. And I guess maybe his mom maybe talked to him and then he ended up deciding, okay, let me see if I could take this serious and like marry her. And like, 3 weeks before the wedding, he was not taking it serious. I guess maybe he did not listen to his mom. He was still cheating on her 3 weeks before their wedding,
and not being
which I find
intentional again.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, not being just being pretensive.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have broken up a long time ago. This is why I
Hmm.
don't know why men do this. Like, if you know that you want to live your life out here, live like
Hmm.
a hot boy, go to from this woman to
Playing the
that,
field.
play the field. Why are you trying to lead people on and create all this trauma?
And
And
you're yeah, and then you have kids with them and then they're while you're pregnant, you're feeling the trauma, the baby's feeling the trauma. The baby will grow up having that trauma because you put your wife or your girlfriend through so much problems.
yeah,
Just leave people, let them be. If you don't want any a relationship, just communicate that and just go on your merry way and
yeah,
be
keep
out
it
here.
pushing, keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Nobody got time to be wasting out here with you in these streets when there's like, that saying, there's plenty of fish. Like, people don't need to stay
Yeah,
in bad
exactly.
relationships. There's like so many other relationships out there. It's easier said than done,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're so
Nowadays.
used to someone, when you have so much history with someone, you want to make the relationship work. And
Yeah.
a lot of people can resonate with that, where they stay in bad relationships because they're so familiar with that person. So in that
Or
aspect, I'm not going to judge her, because I
yeah.
know that we can all fall short of that. So
Yeah. Or also you may have a kid together and you're like, "Oh, I want us to stay together because the child might need her dad or his dad. So I'm just gonna put up with this and hope that he change." But honestly, it doesn't make sense. It's just you have to make yourself happy and
yeah,
just, try to see if you can like heal and move on because the person's just gonna continue doing that over and over because you're taking it and they know that you will accept it
yes,
after a while.
definitely. And I think, some of the things that she mentioned in the interview, that she never talked to him about his infidelities that he had. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that was a mistake. And of course, I'm not judging her, because it could be, as again, she has a history of like hiding her emotions. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when she never told him, he probably thought like, yes, I'm the man, I'm getting away with it. She's
Nah,
never gonna
you,
know. She doesn't know I'm a cheater. You know what I mean? Like,
do you really think he thought that she didn't know? I think he knew she knew. Like I think like because if you're being like mean to someone and you
yeah, you're
don't
right.
really you're always crying in a closet and then you're saying it's like somebody else, I really think he knew and he just thought that, hey, she doesn't care to tell me, so I'm just gonna keep doing it and embarrass
Oh
her.
wow. I never thought of it that way because she said that when he would ask her what's wrong, she would say, "Oh, I'm missing my dad," and that sort of thing. So I thought, okay, well, maybe she covered it up so well that he didn't know that she knew that he was cheating. But that's an
Yeah,
interesting point that you made. Like
yeah,
he probably was like,
I don't think
I
so.
know you
Yeah.
know, and I'm
I
gonna
know you
keep
know, I'm just gonna
doing
keep doing it.
yeah,
And
too
that's
bad.
sad.
Too
Yeah.
bad. You're gonna have to deal with that. But yeah, we feel really sorry for her.
Yeah.
But, she has come out stronger on the other side.
Yeah.
Healing looks really good on her. I loved her look for the podcast. Her makeup
She
was
looked
on point.
beautiful.
Her hair
I
was on point. Honestly, Derek fumbled. He fumbled.
Yeah, and another thing too, I feel like mothers of husbands that or boyfriend that cheat, I feel like you should be telling them. I mean, they're not gonna listen, obviously, but at least you should tell them when they're doing something wrong and like make sure they know, hey, like, do you want someone to treat your sister like that? Or like this is wrong what you're doing. But some mothers, they don't say anything and they kind of
They love their son
um
so much.
yeah, they just kind of go along with it and it's I mean, it's wrong. And it also stems to like growing up if you don't discipline your child, especially the boy
Yes,
child,
yes.
it goes into them being a grown man and they just kind of just do whatever they want because you
Yeah.
never discipline them or show them what's right from wrong.
Yeah, and a lot of mothers are guilty of that, unfortunately. Like, they tend to discipline like their daughters, but their son, they don't extend that level of discipline
Hmm.
and show them like, you have to respect women, you have to be
Yeah.
loyal, that sort of thing. And this man was up here living fake life. He was going to church, he was doing all these crazy things and
Gosh.
cheating out here. And Tasha K, shout out to her, like she broke a lot of the story because a lot of things was happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
she's brave to put up that post. I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
know Tasha K, you know her, she's gonna talk her talk and she's not
Yeah.
gonna be scared.
But like
Um,
I feel like he had the audacity to be giving women advice online for years, and you're doing 10 times worse in the background.
yeah. Talk
And
about like being hypocritical.
another thing too I didn't like was the fact that when she said she would go with him on like I think like interviews or like anything, I think it was interviews or podcasts, I'm not sure. And there's some girls that have no respect. And there was one girl who was sitting on his lap right
Oh
in
my
front of his
goodness.
wife. And she had
Yeah.
to be like, do you know that I'm his wife?
No, man. Again, he has no morals. That man has
Yeah,
no respect. Like if I was women, yes, you want to have a good time. Yes, he has some money, but
yeah.
you need to have self like value.
No, they don't
Like,
have value because they want the money from he's probably, maybe he was giving them money too,
yeah,
right?
I would not. Like he's not the type of man that I would want to see myself with. He's a
He
good-looking
was
guy,
so
but
bad. He was
mm-mm.
so bad to the point he said to her, "Oh, it's just business and it doesn't mean anything."
No,
Basically
you need to have
gaslighting her.
respect. Yeah, gaslighting her. Like, why would you do that? Like, that's
Yeah.
so crazy. Well, we've seen from the interview that she's going through her healing process. As I mentioned
Yeah.
earlier, she has a program where she helps other women deal with the mental health and trauma. And
Hmm.
what do you think about that? Like, what do
I
you?
think it's great. There's some women that they need help and they don't know who to reach out to.
Mhm.
And like another thing, they may be scared of the
Mhm.
person that they're with, depends on the relationship. So I think it's great to like how that she has that to help people learn things that she's went through and like say, hey, I don't want to be going through this whole thing, this whole 20 plus years or 10 plus years relationship and, still being the same thing or 100 women. And, so I think it's beautiful that she has gotten to that point to, and
Mhm.
especially making her own coins as well on her
Yes,
own.
exactly. Yeah, and I think she has like because I do follow her on Instagram. I think she has like a website where she sells like clothing and stuff like the last time I checked. And
Oh, I
you
didn't know
always
that.
see on her videos that she's always modeling like
Hmm.
her clothes that she's wearing. So she's an entrepreneur herself. So,
She
I
has her own
really
YouTube
support.
channel as well.
Oh, I didn't know she has her own YouTube. So even better, like, I think we should uplift this woman, support her in any way that we can, because she has gone through a lot of trauma. She's come
Hmm.
out, better on the other side. And, listening to the podcast and in which she detailed her experience, we should know that we should be more supportive of each other as women, especially women of color. And also, I think like have empathy because she did mention in the video that when this Tasha K had broke the story that he was cheating, even though she knew he was
Hmm.
cheating behind the scenes. But when the story came out in the public and she had to come on camera with him, she never she explained. People were judging her when she came on camera, like they were saying that she was wearing like this bonnet and she's
Yeah.
grumpy and look at how she looks. No wonder her husband is cheating on her. But what people didn't realize at that time, she never been on camera before. She had
Hmm.
no like very little like media training as it relates to going on
And
camera.
she was pregnant.
And she was pregnant, as you're saying.
Yeah.
And they had just deal with like a death in the family. So people have to be compassionate, not try to judge, and
Yeah.
really, really, be empathetic towards other people.
Yeah, it's true. And maybe she had nothing to really say because she had so much pain going on.
Mm-hmm.
And,
The
it's
embarrassment.
hard to, and she's not fake. So it's hard to be talking on a camera and say, hey, yeah, everything's good and it's okay. We'll work on our marriage and blah, blah, blah. It's hard to do that. I don't know if
Exactly. Exactly.
so. Yeah.
Definitely. I commend her and that was a really, really good interview. And I hope she does more interview. I hope she doesn't stop.
Yeah.
She continues to be able to do interviews and that sort of thing. So that's all that we have for today. Keisha's gonna wrap up in terms of how you can be able to reach us.
All right. Thank you everyone for listening to our podcast today. You can reach us at our TikTok. So it'd be Two Sisters and Two Mics, and also our YouTube channel, Two Sister and Two Mics. Please subscribe and turn on your post notifications, and that would be all. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.